head at a class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you hear the yang. I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. She said, do you like waffles? I said, hell yeah. Been watching Equals 3 until 2 a.m. I ain't got no iPhone, but I got a DS with a keychain, a pinky. Her cupcakes are the best. I've been failing my classes cause I don't give a damn. They say the world is my oyster, but the free market's a scam. Everything's been changing since last generation was born, and they won't try to take and change. Use a two-edged sword. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you. I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. It's never too late to fall in love with the world. Your past is not today, so set your stride with a twirl. Yeah, we've all made mistakes before, that's the facts of life. But once you restate your heart, you'll be just fine. Now with your life, you say it's all mine, all mine. Revel in your friends and hobbies, let your heart speak. When a drifter says some shit, just block that internet freak. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you. I'm the antonym.
Alright everybody, welcome back. We are ready to go with something new. Because I like dark and depressing games, I decided to play Darkward. Although it was mostly the fact that it was a game that claims to be a Souls-like, but it's not a action RPG. It is a text adventure, but the mood is apparently very Souls-like. And you know what? Ah, gods, I do love that depressing, all hope is lost, but we struggle onwards anyway thing that Souls-like has. So let's see if it's actually that, or if it's just dark and depressing. Also, this looks like Artorias. I'm just like noticing this. Hello, Dawn Seeker! We're playing a text adventure today because I feel like being weird. Also, these English settings, the language settings, when you have English and Czech. So I'm guessing this is from the Czech Republic. Czech Republic, sorry, Czech Republic. I'm guessing this is from the Czech Republic. It's just a random guess, shot in the dark, you know? But yeah, so we're playing something weird. It's good to see you though, Dawn Seeker. We're gonna be continuing some more other things though, so let's get started in this. Around you now lies a time that does not flow. Your body is heavy, hollow, and foreign. Seated rigidly within your arms, crossed over your chest. You feel no heartbeat. Your lips are cracked and mute. Your hands are gray and cold. The silence around you is suffocating. As if this world has never known a voice, the chill of the stone bites into your skin like 1,000 needles. You feel pain, but you sense it differently, as something distant. Your soul is empty as your mind and memory. Slowly you rise from the stone. Your limbs crack in silence as if they had forgotten how to move. Dust spills from your gray hands, and your muscles obey only under protest. You stand, not as one who lives, but as one who's been commanded. Rise, wanderer. Oh, hello! So you missed the last stream because I was deep into Arknights and Field, or was it Palworld? I don't know, one of the two. I guess they are very similar games. It's not like one has like a bunch of knockoff Pokemon in it. Hi, I'm bored. Overtrained. over to and beyond adoration. I didn't wrote a damn this week. Ah, hey, dude, it comes and goes. It comes and goes, it flows. I haven't finished a fucking full video in like months, so you know we're both in that position. Topic of Arknights. I managed to gather all the in-game currency I need to guarantee I get Rosie whenever her banner drops. That's good. I always felt good when I had like a bunch of like reserve Overwatch fun bucks from opening a bunch of worthless bullshit. Hello, Code and Assembly. Because that meant like when an event came out, it'd be cool to do. Okay, so we're doing like a text adventure thing, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading. You are in a funerary chamber with 3 stone thrones. The first throne is empty. The second throne you rose, and on the third throne rests the twisted and withered mummy of the Wanderer. High above in the ceiling, a narrow crack lets down a band of cold light. The walls are covered in ancient reliefs, warped and horrific, their meaning lost in a tangle of tendrils, eyes, and unknown sigils. To the north, a heavy stone slab is set into the wall. It blocks your way forward. You know, this really does feel like, whenever I do stuff like this, whenever I really get into, like, reading like this, I always feel like I'm, like, doing our GMing for the Magnus Archive campaign. I really enjoy doing that, honestly. A part of me, like, really enjoys getting into the descriptions. The first throne, okay. The first throne stands abandoned. The stone is cracked and buried in dusk. Its surface are marks, as if someone once sat upon it for far too long. In the dust at its base, there are traces suggesting that whoever sat here once rose and left. It seems the throne still waits for its returning master. Look around! Alright. A throne steeped in age before the coming of men, from which the one who walks in darkness arose. It still radiates ancient power. Okay, so there was a mysterious guy who was on the first throne, and some dark guy was on the second. Wait. So this is me. So this is me. I'm the one who walks in darkness. Resting is the most important part of improvement, or improvement shall never band on. I only consider success with gacha when it's guaranteed by pity mechanics. In any other situation, I expect every pull to be a failure. Yeah, like, I didn't really buy any Overwatch skins. I don't think I've ever bought any Overwatch fun bucks personally. I just accrued a lot because there are so many gods. Back when Overwatch was good, I got really annoyed at how many useless decals there were, because I don't think I ever used a decal, and I opened so many of them. The stone throne bears the mummy of an ancient wanderer, its body twisted as though cursed. The restlessly contorted bones suggest that death here was neither silent nor gentle. Alright, so what is a wanderer? It's the decaying mother of a wanderer. Its skin clings to the bones. Fingers clenching the stone backrest in a death grip. The skull is tilted as if it wants to look upon you, yet the body remains imprisoned in eternity. As you draw closer, a shard of glowing substance falls from an empty eye socket. I take a Sears crystal. Alright, so we have a crystal. What do we have here? Band of cold light. The light is cold and hospitable, as if shown from something that should not exist. At its end on the ground, you find an old rusted key. Alright, so I've got a weird crystal and a key. Let's see here. The walls are covered in reliefs, crumbled and unreadable. By the way, this game was free. I want to point that out. This is, like, really cool. And, it's one of the reasons I decided to do it, because I'm like, a weird Dark Souls-esque text adventure that's free. That might be interesting. Twisted faces melt into tendrils and eyes whose number cannot be counted. The meaning of the scenes is lost in the chaos. They feel alien and inhuman. So you try using the Sears Crystal. Alright, so try using our items. So we use Sears Crystal, and suddenly an ancient rune emerges from the reliefs. Alright, so we can look at this, like, mysterious rune now. Why not? If Punch-Out gameplay has micro-realism. I seem to have taken heart lessons about gachas that I was simply don't learn, no matter how to try to get burned by the gacha. Yeah, like, you're not gonna get all the stuff unless you're a whale. One of the things I always did was literally just, I saved my, like, really, really good bucks for a skin I wanted, and I would have a skin that I loved for a character. And once I got, like, a really good skin for a character, I'd just be like, alright, cool, I can move on to another character. It's a thing with, like, loot box style games. If you want to have everything, you're gonna need to shell it infinite money, and it's just not worth it. I don't think that is, like, a wise use of your money, even as, like, an entertainment thing. Because, like, you know, wise doesn't necessarily go into entertainment, but still. Anyway, we have this ancient rune carved by a hand that was never human. Its lines writhe and shift, impossible to follow with your eyes without feeling your head spin. This reminds me of the runic magic system in Differently Morphous. It's this magic system from Yahtzee Croshaw, the guy who does Zero Punctuation and now does Second Wind. He did this game called The Consuming Shadow, and he had like a comedy book series that's set in the Differently Morphous universe. There are actually 2 books in that series too. It's really good. I would highly recommend it because it's a very cool urban fantasy world building with like Lovecraftian horror elements, but it's also like kind of a comedic thing too. It's very good. Highly recommend. Cannot recommend it enough. In fact, Yahtzee's a good writer. I wish I was as good a writer as Yahtzee. It glows with a dim, cold light that seems to swallow rather than grant illumination. You touch it. The stone block that barred your way out of the tomb grinds aside. Okay. Let's look at it with the Seer's Crystal. Okay, shudder for only emptiness remains. Cool. Alright, stone slab is out of the way. We've kind of looked at everything in the room. I have a printer for all the pulls I want. I have a printer for all the pulls I want. Well, that's because you play Magic the Gathering as your gacha game. That's your gacha game. You also just like give 0 shits about whether our stuff is proxied or not. Alright, so we're in a long corridor with stone vaults. The walls vanish into a strange gloom that stains the stone with darkness. The sound of footsteps is swallowed here. There's only a heavy silence. In the distance, the darkness is thicker and more impenetrable. One of the cool things I liked about Yahtzee's system of magic, too, is that the runes will actually just drive you insane if you use them. But, that's only if you write them out physically or you, like, physically see them. It's, like, really hard for you to intentionally create the runes. But there are, like, mad monks who have seen beyond the veil and have seen the face of madness who have written down runes. And there are ways to, like, combine them to create spells. So what one of the characters does is he literally has, like, a tape roller, like a measuring tape roller, with the runes, cutouts of the runes already inscribed on a little piece of paper that you, like, kind of, like, scrapbook together into a spell circle, which is hilarious to me. Today I found out that metal watch makes for a good slingshot. You don't need a projectile. It's a cool attachment to have. I've always loved it though when the magic system is like really unwieldy and somebody finds a way to use it anyway. So I'm really looking forward to see if we can like use these runes. So the corridor is like really long. There's vaulted ceilings, massive pillars. Surfaces are cool to the touch. So we're in an ancient tomb, lost to the ages. We are in the Pyramid of the Coming Ones, a burial place of the ancients. Seer's Crystal. Alright, nothing here. There's a strange gloom, so thick it devours both light and sound. There seems to be nothing within it worth noticing. It is strange, however, even in this darkness you can see reasonably well. Seer's Crystal can't see through any of that. There's a heavy silence. Things are just very quiet, and the darkness grows even thicker. We can't see anything. We have 4 directions we can go. I'm guessing south will just send us backwards. So, where do we want to go? Let's head north. The Wind Shaft. Also, I love this, like, super pixelated art. It almost looks like they took, like, a photo and they just, like, super pixelated and stylized it down. I like it. I like the look. This is the type of humor you can expect from Sam Max Freelance Police, turned up to 11, by the way. I mean, I've seen stuff from, like, the text adventure game, like, from the point-and-click adventure game. Narrow vent, cold air blowing through it. A current of air stirs the dust and sets the rusty chains with their strange ornaments swaying. A coin lies on the ground. Oh, we got a coin. Okay, cool. We got a coin. Rusty chains. Strange ornaments are tied to some of them. Crystal shutters but reveals nothing. Okay. Strange bone ornaments hang from the rusty chains. They have been carved into a vicious sharpness. A single touch is enough to make blood drip from your hands. The flowing air makes them sway gently and ring in an uncanny tone. When you listen closely, you can hear the whispers of long-forgotten sacrifices. Observation about watch. Also, it was not a joke. I've seen weirder. I know there was like a reference to like how one of the characters has like an anti-mind control hat or something like that, I believe. There was like a reference to that in one of the games. And there's also like the fucking just, I mean, to be fair, they had like LucasArts style text point-and-click adventure games. A lot of those were weird. There was a whole monkey wrench thing in Monkey Island, which like I get that it's a pun, but one of the things I really like too is that there was a back in the day I used to watch a lot of like listicle videos because why not? And there was a group of people called Outside Xbox or Outside Extra that did videos on like a lot of different things. It was Outside Extra because Outside Xbox usually focused on like console games. Stone walls are black and the floor is covered with fragments of ancient reliefs. Okay, so we're in this place with this like big entry hall. There's a figure. Oh, we found somebody. We found somebody. At first, it seems long dead. Body begins to shake. The darkened skull, a faint light flares, and the being slowly rises. Seer's crystal him? A fragment of magical light trapped inside a small crystal. When you awaken it, your gaze pierces. Okay. Can we use it on the dirty coin? Should we turn around? There's a mysterious guy kind of just like standing there who rose. Ooh. But anyway, back to the thing about the text adventure, the point-and-click adventure. Apparently, they were British. And so the monkey wrench joke that was used, because you had to use a monkey to, like, as a wrench to, like, turn this valve, I think. And apparently, that's not a reference that people who live in Britain get. Like, to them, it's a spanner. So they didn't understand that they were supposed to them, using a monkey to do it was completely nonsensical because idioms don't translate across cultures sometimes. And I just found that really funny, like how even when you're doing puns and stuff like that in comedy, it's heavily dependent on like the time period and location. So they're just shards, fainted traces of paint. It looks as though they have fallen from cracked walls and ceilings. You find nothing of interest among these fragments. There's a figure, the Warden of Silence. Its body is tall and gaunt, skin gray and stretched tight over bone. The face is without a mouth and terrifyingly blank. It approaches slowly. Its hands tremble with menace. What the fuck? Oh, this is no, I have no mouth and I have a scream, but in like medieval era. The Warden of Silence rises slowly and prepares for battle. If you have no weapon, it'd be wiser to flee. Okay, so this Warden suddenly moves toward you at blinding speed. Its arms close around you and the air of itself falls silent. A blade of bone drives through my body without a sound. Blood bursts from my throat, yet no echo comes. You die in the silence that consumes you. Damn, learning language as you go, funny enough, makes you eager to understand those jokes, though. Okay, so this is gonna be those kind of, oh, I'm alive again. Okay. So I see the Dark Souls inspiration now, because I took 2 steps outside. I took like 3 steps out of my spawn and got murdered. I literally went north, north, and north. Okay, so we can't go north. That just leads us to a bloody death. Alright, you stand in a low vaulted hall. Let's go to the west. We stand in a low vaulted hall. Its walls are lined with funeral niches. There's only a damp stench here. The oppressive weight of restless souls. The cold clings to your skin and the place carries the sense of an unfinished embalming ritual. A figure in decayed armor sits, slumped against the wall. Its breath is shallow, barely there. It is silent, as though it long ago forgot how to speak. Yep, the souls are restless. Seer's crystal? Crystal flares and something inside you breaks. In the empty niches, shadows of bodies appear, cut open and bound with cords braided from human hair. Jeez. The air fills not only with the screams of pain, but whispers incomprehensible and heavy with dread. You understand that the ritual was not interrupted. It was deliberately left unfinished. Completing it would not free the souls, but bind them to eternal slavery. Oh, so a necromancer was trying to bind a bunch of ghosts to his will. And, and like, I guess somebody killed him. Didn't free the ghosts, though. Holy shit. Oh. Alright, there's a figure. Let's use a seeing crystal on it. Crystal flares and your gaze pierces through his armor. For a heartbeat, you see an ancient battlefield where other knights once stood aside, all silent and bound by the same curse, waiting for their final battle. The knight lifts his clouded eyes to you. In their depths flickers the shadow of a gate, waiting for a word. Then it all fades, leaving only heavy breath and silence. So, he's a knight that's sitting against the wall. His metal is the metal of his armor is cracked, crumbling to rust in places. His helmet has long since slid from his head, revealing a face. Okay, his helmet is on in the picture. I really do like the art, though. It's very good for, like, this monocolor art. I wish I were this good at monocolor art. Holy fuck. His helmet has long since slid from his head, revealing a face filled to the color faded to the color of stone. His eyes are clouded, his breath ragged, barely inaudible. He seems to guard something long since lost. You try to speak to him. Your voice is only a whisper, but you know he hears you. You doubt, however, he can answer, can truly speak. In truth, you know it. You know he is neither he nor anyone else here will ever speak. Ever. Okay, so these guys are probably... He's probably also an undead knight. Souls multiverse, I basically cosmic joke in a way I have no mouths, I want to scream with dark fantasy berserk spin on it. Yeah, basically. This is clearly like a necromancer being involved in all this. Okay, we're back to the long corridor, so I guess we go south after we do west? You enter a hall where heavy stone sarcophagi stretch away in long rows. Some of the lids are shifted aside, revealing hollow, empty spaces, while others remain firmly sealed. Oh joy! There are corpses missing in a necromancer tomb? So what are the odds we're gonna run into some fucking zombies? Dust lies on them in a thick layer, yet the chamber feels as though it's waiting for something to awaken. A small canopic jar lies on the ground. I'll take the canopic jar. Seer's crystal on the canopic jar. Nothing happened. I can't use the jar that way. Okay. Empty spaces. Seer's crystal. The Seer's crystal burns with a dim light. The shadows of the sarcophagi bend and reveal something your eyes have never seen. A stone block that shifts aside under the slightest touch. A hidden button appears. Yes! What is this something? You sense a strange presence in the room, as though someone or something were watching you from the darkness beyond the sarcophagi. It does not feel hostile. More curious than anything. It is deeply unsettling. Crystal, baby! The darkness between the sarcophagi withdraws. For a moment you see a shape. Something thin with glittering eyes that watch you without blinking. As soon as the light fades, the shadows close, and only the weight of emptiness remains. Okay, so we've got some mysterious thing watching us. IB, souls are clever beyond belief. The hidden button sets into the stone wall. Its surface is cold and smooth, as if it had only been worked recently. As if it had been worked only recently. It seems to be part of some mechanism. You press it, and somewhere within the wall, the rasping sound of grinding echoes. Which could either be, you know... Oof. Okay, we'll head north. Funeral niches. I searched them. Seer's crystal. Shutters. Nothing to be found. Okay. Empty spaces. Sarcophagi. In one of them we found a dried mummy. Bound in silver change tipped with spikes that bite into the embalming cloth. Well, somebody was an undead monster. The crystal doesn't reveal anything about him, though. Interesting. Mummy. Dried mummy bound in spikes. I guess there's nothing else to find here? Okay, so we've gone north. We've already been south is where we spawned, so I guess east is our only real option. You stand in a vast space supported by rows of tall pillars. The stone surface is smooth and covered in alien symbols. The echo of your footsteps return with a delay that feels wrong and out of place. A bone lies on the ground. Alright, let's just grab a random bone. It's fine. It's covered in dust and cobwebs. Perhaps it once belonged to an ancient priest buried here. Oh, did I just take a priest's bone? I don't want to get cursed. I don't want to get the wrath of a deity. Alien symbols. Some seem immovable if they were hiding a secret. Ooh! Seer's crystal. Crystal flares and on the surface of one of the pillars, cracks twist into a strange pattern. In the symbol, a recessed button appears, oddly cold to the touch. Covered in alien symbols, their lines twist and break, resembling runes. In flesh more than writing. You cannot read them, but looking at them fills you with unease, as though they belong to beings from an age when mankind has not yet walked the earth. Alright, we can hit another button. For some cool news, Resident Evil 9 shows that Capcom still knows how to make classic Resident Evil, but a lot of minorities are upset with Leon being badass. I mean, I feel like Capcom has kind of gotten Resident Evil right these last few times. Like, unless I'm mistaken, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 8 was really good, and Resident Evil 7 was, like, one of the best Resident Evils of all time. Like, it's top tier Resident Evil. So them getting 9 right actually wasn't that surprising to me. I am going to start playing it. Not this coming week, but probably the week after. I want to try and start up... I wanted to do this, like, free game first, and I also wanted to start up a, one of the recommendation games on the Discord channel. So, those are going to come first. I am going to get around to Resident Evil, because I think it'll be fun to play. Also, like, Leon's been badass since, like, Resident Evil 4. That's just his default state of being now. He's essentially turned into an action movie character, let's be real. I mean that in the best way possible. Like, legitimately. I mean that in the best way possible. Leon's awesome. I love Resident Evil 4. I played it... I actually didn't play it on the GameCube, believe it or not. I played it on the PS4. Yeah, I owned a GameCube, but did not own Resident Evil 4 because I didn't know about the Resident Evil series when I was younger. So I've never played the Resident Evil series until I got to high school. Oh, it feels... They were absolutely right. But this feels like the game from another era, and Modern Honesty is not ready. Well, then good. A game made for everyone is a game for no one. Some of the audience not liking a game is a good thing, in my opinion. There are very few games that deserve universal appeal. Baldur's Gate and, like, let's see here. Baldur's Gate and Expedition 33 are some of the only ones in recent years I can think. I have no ops. Haters, never heard of them. Like, I feel like that's actually a sign of a good game. Yes, there are revered classics that everyone loves. I feel like there are a few of them in the recent times, like Baldur's Gate and, oh god, I keep forgetting that. And Expedition 33. But even games like Elden Ring, which were almost universally acclaimed, had people who said that's just not for me. And that's a good thing, because it means the game is doing its thing very well, and that thing might not be for everyone, but they're doing that particular thing, that particular goal extremely well. Which is always, that's how the best games get made. The best games are very rarely for everyone. GameCube version is the poorest of all, ironic considering it's supposed to be exclusive first. Ah, yes. The Capcom 5. Remember, we're going to have 5 exclusives for the GameCube. Wait, never mind. 2 of these aren't going to be exclusive, and 2 of them are going to get canceled. Okay, fine, we'll have 1 exclusive. 1. Oh, wait, it's not going to be exclusive? Okay, never mind. Fuck this. Hidden button concealed in the stone pillar. Its surface is cold and smooth, as if it had been worked on only recently. It seems to be part of some mechanism. I press it, and there's a rasping grinding again. All this grinding. I enter a hall whose walls are covered in reliefs. The reliefs show beings with faces melted into formless masks, like that guy in the that murdered me with the bone spike. Where their eyes should be are hollows from which tendrils spill, melding into a single body. Oh, this is giving me some very much like Mind Flayer / Lovecraft vibes. Hey everybody, look! It only took us like 30 minutes to get tentacles in a Lovecraft-inspired game. That's gotta be a new record, right? Like, aside from, like, how quick... This is an insane start to tentacle rate. I'm just sorry. This is like the 3rd major room, and we're already got released with major tentacles everywhere. Just, like, immediately. Oh. Crystal shudders reveals nothing. Only emptiness remains. Okay. We also see statues with unnaturally elongated shapes. Their faces seem to shift. Their eyes follow your every movement. In a freezing cloud of magic, the second fragment of the Wanderer's Soul levitates above the ground. North wall. I have no idea what any of this is or what's going on. Oh. Okay. Let's check out the statues. The statues seem to have unnaturally elongated shapes. Their silhouettes only vaguely resembling their human form. Their faces are blurred, as if the stone cannot hold them in a single shape. The eyes carved into their features seem to watch your every move, no matter where you turn. So there's a second... Oh, actually, Seer's Crystal, these things. Crystal shudders reveals nothing. Okay. Second fragment of the Wanderer's Soul. The second fragment of the Wanderer's Soul floats above the ground, wrapped in a freezing cloud of magic. Its form is unclear, as though made from thousands of tiny lights. We got tentacles in the cinematic of Darkest Dungeon. That is actually insane right there. You're right. You're right. Darkest Dungeon. Gotta give mad respect to Darkest Dungeon. You know, Darkest Dungeon is a game I didn't enjoy playing, but I loved the vibe of. I've actually watched people play it. I've watched, like, playthroughs or, like, guide videos on, like, builds before. And, like, I get the urge to replay it every once in a while. It's a little too brutal for me. I'm not used to throwing away party members so regularly. Or, like, having party members die so regularly. And I always get a little, like, disappointed when I get a whole team wiped out. Or I have them, like, get massive negative side effects. Like, tactics games like XCOM just never... I feel like I could get into games like that. And I feel like I should like them. But maybe I just need to try them again. But I don't know. It's weird. I feel like every part of me says I should like Darkest Dungeon. And then whenever I play it, I do kind of get involved. And then I stop. And I'm like, it didn't hold me. Which is weird, because it's like everything I should love. It's like a dark, brooding aesthetic world with Lovecraft inspirations, cool RPG mechanics, and like interesting story and lore. I should be all over it. You gotta love the management. That's the thing. I don't like the management aspect. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of the management aspect. And it's always like bogging down the part I want to do, which is the dungeon exploration and story progression, you know? Although the management aspect adds to the story. You're managing this Lovecraftian estate and going deeper into the dungeon. Like, it's an integral part of it, and I wouldn't want the game to not have it, because it's what makes it unique. But at the same time, I feel like it is what makes me not want to play it as much. Despite your efforts. Like, the first XCOM remake. XCOM 2 is a bit too much for me. Despite your efforts, the second fragment of the Wanderer's Soul slips from my grasp. Can I use the canopic jar? Okay. Seer's crystals. Crystal shutters. Maybe the bone. No. Okay, small passageway. Open passageway, narrow and dark, from which the chill of a long sealed chamber seeps out. Alright, so we can either go west or north. We stand in a narrow chamber hemmed in by damp stone walls. This is a secret chamber, okay. In the center of the space is a bizarre chest. Its shape twisted and alien. Metal bands coil into unsettling angles, and the wood surface seems to resemble petrified flesh. What the that's a chest? That's not a chest, that's a fucking pillar! What the fuck is that? 30 minutes in town, then 30 minutes in the dungeon, yeah. Well, they're equals, you know? They're equals. Ugh. The lid of the chest lifts with a quiet creak, resting on layers of dust. Inside lies a strange artifact, a shard whose surface seems to swallow the light. You take the obsidian shard. Oh, maybe I can use this thing that absorbs light to absorb the light of the soul. Nothing happened. Okay, never mind. Damn. Then again, I also don't play with the Core of Blood Core DLC. Does that one like add a lot of extra stuff? You stand in a vast space supported by rows of tall pillars. The stone surface is smooth and covered in alien symbols. The echo of your footstep returns with a delay that feels wrong. Okay, so wait, that's already there. So I guess I go south. I'm in a small shrine. I see a small altar, blackened and cracked, its surface coated in dust. Alright. Seer's crystal, anything? No. Altar. Surface of the altar is scarred with grooves and dried smears that resemble the mark of sacrifice. The altar's lid is locked by a ritual seal carved with alien sigils. Something damp and disturbing seeps faintly through the cracks. Oh, no. I'm probably going to do something disgusting. Okay. Seer's crystal flares and the altar changes before your eyes. The stones ripple as if they were small. By the way, when it comes to universal adoration, I don't think such a game is impossible, but making people more open-minded is. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there are genres that some people just don't like. And, like, they're not wrong for not liking more intensive management, or for not liking RPGs, or for not liking action games, or for not liking turn-based games, or not liking real-time strategy games. I don't think, like, having opinions like that, or that, like, not enjoying those particular genres is a downside. And the fact is, no matter how good a game is in those genres, if somebody doesn't like the genre, even if it's the best example of the genre, they might not like it. That's why universal appeal is so hard. There are very few games that there are very few genres that everyone is at least kind of okay with, or the majority of people is kind of okay with. Managing the vampire plague is not very fun for me. Oh god, so you know the plague on top of everything else? Yeah, that seems like it'd be bad. And a vampire plague? Oof. Yeah, that would probably take it up to actual agony for me. So, the stones ripple as if they were soft, and the metal clasp turns into a clenched skeletal fingers. In the center, where there was only once a narrow slit, you see a tongue wrapped in crimson light, twitching and whispering words in a language you don't understand. Then the vision ends. It's a mimic! It's a mimic! It's a fucking mimic, everyone! It's a fucking mimic. It's a fucking mimic. It has a tongue! I see you. Should I try? Ritual seal. The Seer's crystal lashes out with cold light and ancient symbols. The wax rise of a lie, and the muscle whispers seep into the air. Yet the crystal cannot break the seal. It only reveals that the seal hungers for a sacrifice. Bone? I place the bone at the seal. The symbols blur for a moment. The wax trembles, then darkens and stiffens. The altar rejects this offering. Damn it. Oh, canopic jar. Excuse me. Damn it. Dirty coin? Nope, can't do that either. Okay, well. Shoot. Alright. This is a bit tricky now. It has already been pressed. So we press the button. Maybe go into the north? No. Oh, the warden killed me again. Oh, a sword lies on the ground. I have a sword now. Okay, cool. Sweet. I have a sword. Alright, so I can use the sword to kill the, So, I'm going to go to the being of the Slowly Lights and use the sword. My sword sinks into the body of the Warden of Silence, yet everything remains soundless. No scream, no wail, only a shiver in the air, as if silence itself were fighting back. The Warden buckles at the waist and collapses into dust without leaving a single echo behind. Okay, so I need to get this. I need to get the sword. Clearly, that was the issue. That was the issue. That was it. Okay. So we have a dead Warden of Silence now. I'm gonna slit open its body and grab a pearl of silence out of its entrails. When I take the pearl, the world around you collapses into such a deep silence you can barely breathe. Okay. Canopic Jar. No, I can't use the Canopic Jar on him. Seer's Crystal. Reveals that even the dust left from the Warden still trembles, as if trying to scream, yet eternally mute. In the void he left behind, the briefest whisper sounds. A foreign word, clear this time, painfully close. It leaves an imprint on you, but its meaning slips away, and even that falls silent. Alright, so we've taken some cursed shit from here. And this is also a dead end. Fuck. Stone Gate. Let's see. It's a stone gate towers before me, tall and unmoving, its surface covered in a web of ancient sigils carved deep into the rock. No bars are visible, yet you can sense that no force can make it move. Along the sides of the slabs, reliefs of ears emerge, from which foul liquid seeps. Those ears listen to the silence, waiting for a single word, a curse that will open the way beyond. Only emptiness remains. Maybe the Pearl of Silence can do something? I don't think it will, though. Yeah, because there's no... They're waiting on some kind of sound, some kind of word. Okay, so this is... So the Pearl of Silence, or the Curse of Silence, or whatever it was, clearly is what has caused this damage. Let's see, what else? We got the button, the mummy. Let's try using the sword. I behead the mummy with my sword, taking its head with me. Okay, so now that we have the mummy's head, we can use adventure game logic here, buddy. This is honestly pretty straightforward for adventure games, like as adventure games go, let's be real. So we're gonna go south here, and we're gonna go to this ritual seal, and we're gonna offer the mummy's head. The symbols blur for a moment. Nope, it rejects this offering. Oh, what the Pearl of Silence? No? Really? Mummy head. No. Okay. Pearl of Silence. No. Okay. What do we do here? We're kind of stuck. Bizarre chest. Alright, we need something. Oh, do I do attack the knight? I mean, he's basically an undead corpse, so I might as well, I guess. Alright, you're trying to kill the knight. No, you're not ready to do that. Oh. Okay. God damn it. Fucking... Maybe Canopic Jar on the mummy head? No. Canopic Jar on the pearl. Any ideas? You gonna read the chat at some point? Bless you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that one. I am guilty of it myself to an extent. Turn-based RPG ain't for me yet. So are you... So you're gonna read the chat at some point. Sorry, I missed that one. Thank you for the bless you, though. I saw that one. I just was like... Gotta been involved in this. Okay. So mummy head. We can't... Maybe... I'm so confused as to, like... The Wanderer's Soul. All you feel is pain. Pearl of Silence, nothing happens. So, we can go into the secret passageway, but all there is in there is a chest. The altar... May we use the mummy head on the altar? No. There's a ritual seal. That's all that is. We're in the Gallery of Reliefs, but I don't think... The head of a... So, it's hollow sockets... Stare at nothingness as it's searching for something lost. The head of a priestess who was tortured as a witch. Before her death, her tongue was torn out, so she could not curse her executioners. Oh! Okay. I figured something out. So the chest has a, the sealed chest has a tongue in it. I saw like an ethereal tongue. So it's not a mimic. Her tongue must be sealed inside there, and I need it in order to break the seal on the door. Okay, so I know what I need to do now. I just need to figure out a way to... A band of cold light. Mummy of the Wanderer. Sword, maybe? No. I don't think I can open the Canophic jar with that. No, I cannot. Rune. Nothing happens with the rune. So I've already opened the northern slab. I can go into here. I haven't stand by a narrow vent. Rusty chains. Ornaments. Warden of Silence mummy head? No. Stone walls are blocked. There are cracks, dry veins, remnants of fading paintings. Any advice? Any advice, anybody? We need to figure out how to get... I know it has to be something to do with the chest. It has to be something to do with the chest. I've already pressed both the buttons. It's how I found the mummy in that secret room. I feel like I need to do something with the Wanderer's Soul. There has to be something I can do to get the Wanderer's Soul. It once belonged to Queen Eloreth, who feared the voice of her own people. She silenced her court, her children, and herself, so she would hear no more pleas. They say it was because of the cursed pearl she kept between her teeth. Okay. Obsidian star. Face of a black mirror devours light. No face can be seen on it. Only silhouettes of ancient knights. Okay, so we really do need to read those item descriptions. They are very good. Canophic jaw, once hit on organs, but a fragment of a soul that refused to die. Okay, so I think if we do the knight, obsidian shard? No. Canophic jar? Okay, there is a frustrating. Pearl of Silence, no. Mummy head. Frustration. I thought I'd figured it out because I thought it was like a reference to that. At the back is a hidden button, which I discovered with the Seer's Crystal. I already hit the hidden button, right? Yes, it's already been pressed. That's how I found the mummy. Waiting for something. Well, I don't see anything else to discover. God, I hate adventure games sometimes. Alright, so we've got a few things here. We've got the dirty coin, currency of the long fallen realm, twisted worshippers of perversion that's heavy with their delusions. Can't use the coin itself. There must be some way I can use a key. Third throne. I can't use the head on the Wanderer. I can't use the Pearl of Silence on the Wanderer, and I can't use the Obsidian Shard in the Wanderer. Maybe the Canopic Jar. No, it does. It says it has something, a soul that refused to die, but I don't know what soul. I still did not want you to forget. Did not forget you wanted to make boots out of me, by the way. Oh, come on! Quick, somebody call the Crimson Fucker. Oh, come on. I was just asking you if you'd be willing to donate your body to magical science once you were dead. Nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Nope, can't use on that. Statues. No, I can't use the sword in the statues. No, I can't use the Obsidian Star in the statues. Pillar of Silence doesn't work. At this point, I feel like I'm trying to brute force it because I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I just can't. Fill with eyes. From the depths rise a silhouette crowned in bone, arms spread wide to embrace the world or strangle it. So some sort of elder god is clearly being woken up, and we are probably helping it along, to be honest. But that's not really my problem. Maybe the rusted key on the altar? No. Altar with the Canopic jar. No. Altar with the Seer's Crystal. I see the tongue wrapped in crimson light, whispering words I do not understand. Altar with the mummy head. No, even though it's clearly where... Oh, okay, I touched the altar with the pearl of silence. I hear whispering mingling with the silence of the surrounding space, but nothing else happens. Damn. Well, I got a different result than nothing else happened. Nothing personal. Was that supposed to make me feel better about the whole thing? You were a dragon, lizard brains, undignified. I mean, there are plenty of people who have skin, you know, skin leather. The offering is not accepted. Offering is not accepted. Still corroded. It still contains the imprint of a curse, as if it resisted opening doors that were meant to remain silent forever. I feel like I'm missing something. I have no idea what it is. Resemble the marks of sacrifice. Like, I feel like the altars... I feel like this has to be something. Not out of other people, usually. To be fair, you're right. It is... Okay, I merged the pillar with the mummy's head. I am now holding an artifact of silence. So let's unfinished artifact of silence, maybe? Okay, obsidian shard on unfinished artifact. Maybe unfinished artifact on canopic jar. Okay, go north. Second fragment. Unfinished artifact. No! Damn it! Well, I made some progress here. I did make some progress. Bone on unfinished artifact? Oof. Every time I get like a little bit closer, I place the, okay, I had to place it on the seal. The artifact of silence on the seal. Symbols blur for a moment. Ah, damn it, reject the offering. We need to use this artifact on something. To wield the pearl's power, she had to tear out her own tongue. I get that, and I figure that's how it is. Like, that makes sense. Maybe I have to do it in, like, certain places. So, like, maybe if I combine the obsidian shard with something, I can use it to capture the, obsidian shard and the seer's crystal, maybe? I'm thinking that maybe I can capture a piece of the soul. The skull is cracked, lips are rigid, eyes are extinguished. The pearl purse is colding. No, not other people. I mean, sometimes not other people. Maybe. Who knows? In case you were wondering, Dawnseeker, yeah, we had a whole thing about that while the creator of a solo developed game was singing to music in the background. Still feels incomplete. Something is missing without which the artifact cannot speak. It's obvious. Okay, I'm obviously still missing the tongue. That's clearly the thing. Damped and disturbing seeps through the cracks. Maybe I can, like, cut it off with the sword? No, I can't cut the ritual seal. Ugh, I feel like I'm so close and yet so far. Okay, wait, let's try and go back to the knight. Let's go back to the knight. Okay, so we have the knight here. Unfinished artifact of silence. No. Embalming ritual, unfinished artifact of silence. No. At this point, I am kind of trying to brute force, but I'm mostly doing it because there's not really anything I can think to do. They stand in rows without shield or armor, awaiting execution. It feels like the obsidian shard is, like, connected to this knight guy. But I can't figure out how. Mummy, unfinished artifact of silence. Okay, we can't do that. I've tried combining all the different items. This is frustrating. Alright, let's head back to the north. There's a stone gate. Can we use a rusted key on it? The gate has no keyhole. And I'm guessing the artifact of silence still won't work because we don't have it completed. Nothing happens with that. The warden of silence. I'm guessing I can't just, like, give him a bone or give him an obsidian shard and get some, like, extra stuff. I can't use the canopic jar on him. I think I tried that before. This is probably more than I saw. I have no mouth and I have a scream, actually, I think. Yeah, they reflect no song. Shards of stone and dust. One of them still bearing traces of paint. Can I see anything on the paint? No. Can I collect the paint in the jar? No. And the artifact doesn't work on it either. Damn it. This is the problem with adventure games. I forgot how, like, annoying this could get. And I can't use the artifact to, like, absorb anything. I don't think. Ugh. Frustrations are never ending. Okay, let's work through this reasonably here. Let's look at all the different item descriptions. This is a crystal from the decks of Ankh-Gora, still carrying the echo of a horrified deaths of those executed within. This is just an old key, carries an imprint of a curse. Dirty coin. It's a coin heavy with their delusions, whatever that means, from the long fallen realm of the Farvellian monks. The canopic draw hid not organs, but the fragment of a soul that refused to die. Its lid is carved with the distorted demon's face. I didn't really want to use on the bone. I'm just looking. Remnants of a creature whose form defies human understanding. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's a pointed bone with strange growths resembling a sharp needle. Okay, so the bone is like a needle. Can we use the bone on, like, the cracks in the pillars, maybe? No. Alright. They belong to an age. Mankind fills the dust. Or that is not yet remembered. I feel like something with the Wanderer's soul. Particles of icy magic gather in denser shape and all you feel is pain. Despite your efforts. Wanderer's soul does not go. Okay. Maybe we need to go back to the Wanderer and cut something out of its body? Can we use the sword on him? No, we cannot. Alright, let's check the first throne. Try and use some stuff on the first throne. Maybe an obsidian shard. Or dirty coin. Alright, the second throne, steeped in an age before the coming of man, from the one who walked with darkness arose, still radiates with ancient power. Alright, and the third throne bears the mummy of the ancient wanderer, its body twisted as though cursed. I mean, there's something with the cursed key, obviously. A band of cold light. It's just so frustrating. Shutters reveals nothing, only emptiness remains. A mysterious rune pulses on the wall. Okay, maybe the... Seer's crystals. Shutters, but only emptiness remains. God damn it, this is really frustrating, because I feel like it was, like, really cool for a bit, and I was figuring out things at a decent pace. But now I'm just, like, kind of stuck. I don't want to get a hint this early on. I feel like I can do this. I just need to figure this shit out. Alright. Process of elimination here. So we've been in the corridor. Seems simplest. The walls are covered in ancient reliefs, so that doesn't really seem to be more than flavor. There's a strange gloom. Jars with light and sound. Seems to be nothing within it worth noticing. Even this darkness you can see reasonably well. There's the heavy silence, which is a thing probably to the Wanderer and the artifact. We need to finish the artifact. The darkness is thicker. Something waits. Quietly beckoning you forward. Maybe we can offer a coin to the darkness? No. Obsidian shard, the darkness. Sword? Oh! Whoa, wait, I think I got something. There are these ornaments. So, what if I take a sword to the ornament? I try to cut off one of the decorations of my sword, but dark magic forbids it. Damn it! Ah! I was so close there. I was like, oh, maybe I need to cut off one of these to use. It's like, nope, sorry. That would be too reasonable. Unfinished artifact of silence. No. So the sword doesn't work. I just almost dropped the sword. Rusty chains. I feel like I'm just like trying my objects on everything at this point. Narrow vent. I can't use the key to unlock them. That just reveals emptiness. I can't use the coin that way. Can't use the canopic jar that way. Can't use the bone that... Nothing happens when I use the bone on it. Nothing happens when I use that. Something... I came close with the sword. But nothing happens when I use it on there. The ornaments are swaying. I can't use the artifact on the ornaments. I can't use the artifact... I can't use the sword on the ornaments because I just cut myself. I was hoping that... Oh, wait. Maybe I cut myself. And now I can use blood on it? No. Alright, go north. We have fragments. I wish I could take those, but I can't. I can't use the canopic jar on him. The stone walls are built from heavy blocks. They're cracked like dried veins. It strangely reflects no sound at all. The cracks glow with a pale sheen. Faded paintings give birth to vague shapes, faces without eyes. For a brief moment, runic script flows across the stone. Possible to read. The light dies, but sense of a foreign presence. Stone walls. Can I do something else with the stone walls? There's something up with you. I can't use the rusty key on it. And I can't use the dirty coin on it. Can't use the bone to, like, carve into those. And the canopic jar, no. Nothing's happening there. Can't use the canopic jar in there. I can't use this on that. I'm running out of ideas. It's sad, too, because this game really had me going, and now it's, like, completely stalled, like a lot of other adventure games. And I feel like I've been clicking on, like, almost everything. You know? Like, I have really been grabbing everything I can. I feel like I've hit every keyword, and I've used the items on, like, almost everything when it comes to it, or at least the things that aren't just entirely flavor text, and even then, I tried. I'm seriously taking any ideas you guys have, because I am shit out of luck. Shit out of luck. Oh, here's something new. Flares to life. Light slides across the mummy's withered face. For a moment, you see only your own outline, twisted and broken, as the world were looking at you through dead eyes. This is the reason adventure games are a niche game genre. Yeah, not with movement, but with memory. Deep within a whisper kindles. Quiet and urgent, cut through by the cracking of stone. You are not the first, and you are not the only one. The body falls still once more. Mysterious rune. Can't do that. Can't use a key. Can't use a coin. Well, while we're doing this, I'm going to talk about some stuff, because I'm not really making progress right now. So we might as well have a conversation. Talk about how things are going. I've had a good week. I've actually been working on a bit on my website, and also just, like, generally stuff in, you know, the next video, which I know I've been working on forever, but I am still working on it. I do want to make that clear. And I've actually been working on, like, an extra page. I actually have another page on my little website, not just the construction page. I have an example of how I want to post up some of, like, the characters I'm designing for World of Darkness, specifically Mage the Ascension. Alright, I have to be able to do something with this. Place the bone at the seal. Okay, so the bone is here. The bone kind of reacts to it. I feel like the bone reacts. Sword on the bone. Obsidian shard on the bone. Bone on the obsidian shard. Bone on the sword. Because the order I'm doing it might matter. Okay. Sword on the canopic jar? Nope. Oh! Drill a hole into the coin. The fuck? Oh my gods. The fuck? Okay, so I drilled a hole in the bone. The coin is heavy with their delusions. I guess I have a coin with a hole in it? I don't... Okay. I just sat down rather late. I was walking since stream began because I can't sit my dragon ass without going insane no matter how tired and pain I am. Need to learn to chill, bro. Just chill. Of course, I should have known. I had to use a bone, not a sword, to drill a hole into the coin. Gods, these adventure game logic will never not be dumb. I'm sorry. I still can't do anything with them. I mean, it's something, I guess. Let's try the coin. Nope. Ritual seal with the dirty coin. Nope. Can't be used that way. Okay, so I think the order I use things on does matter. God, it's going to take a second. So many possibilities in so little time. Why would a coin with a hole matter? Maybe I can use it on the ornament? Chill, I must move, I must evolve, can't settle down. I mean, I can be like that sometimes. I can be like that sometimes. I have a hard time doing nothing. Alright, maybe we can use the dirty coin in the ornaments? Or dirty coin, like, hang on the rusted chains? No. Can't be used that way. Okay. Ugh. When you make progress and then just leaves you having even more questions. I tried to offer the coin to the knight, but he ignores me. Try to use the artifact on the knight, he ignores me. You're not really going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I would never do that. I can't use the jar this way. Seer's Crystal on the night. At least in Sam Max, they talk about amongst themselves. It's basically a guide to what you need to do next. Yeah, that is like the benefit of like actual like adventure games with lots of stuff. Only fragments of bone, dirty coin. Nope. That is actually a really important bit with that. Is that like in their event, at least you will actually eventually get stuff just by like if it takes long enough. Alright, so we found that. Can I use a bone on him? No, and I've already used the sword on him. I don't think I can use the sword on him again. No, I cannot. Sarcophagi, Seer's Crystal. Shutters, only emptiness remains. Alright, what do I need to use a fucking coin on? Dear God, I really hate if I have to like look up a guide for this. Plus, this game is new and there might not be that many guides. There's not really a place to clean it either. Oof. Alright, well, back to this shit. Alright, I can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. It's just like a... No, you can't use that there. No, I can't use this there. You know, I actually did play a few adventure games back in the day. And I still remember... I'm sorry, I can't do that. I don't think that'll work. It was here before you, and yet it waited only for your fall. Also, in Sam Max, ridiculous unhinged resolutions are kind of the point. Then you get unhinged impossible resolutions to make things do. Yeah. Well, and there's also, like, a lot less, like, things I can do is the problem. Like, I unlocked a dirty coin, but I have no idea what that was supposed to be used for. And I just have, like, a bunch of, like, stuff to do. I mean, it could be worse. I could be trying to, like... I can't use the coin in the vent. Alright. Maybe now I can slash these? Dark magic forbids it. God damn it. I can't, like, put a hole... Okay, I can't really do that. Sam Max may troll you. Yeah! It's part of the... It's, you know, it's part of the game. Like, the tone of the game is very unhinged and kind of funny. So I don't mind it as much when the options are ridiculous. This is trying to be like a serious, dark, Lovecraftian horror game. Even after rummaging its innards for quite some time, you find nothing else of interest. Okay. I should be able to, like... I feel like I should be able to put its innards in the canopic jar. That doesn't feel, like, ridiculous. Alright. Well, we can't do any of that. You're gonna enjoy every second of it. See, now I just want to play Sam Max. And I feel like all this has done, we want to play Sam Max more so. Alright. Altar can't be used this way. Try to split the lid with my sword, but fail. I can't cut the ritual seal. Nothing happens with the obsidian shard. It's weird the canopic jar is not opening this altar. I feel like the canopic jar would make an excellent offering, if that makes sense. But it just doesn't. The ripples were soft, ripple as if they were soft. The metal clasp turns into a Clint's skeletal fingers. There are 4 games to go through. Oh, wow. I didn't realize there were 4 of them. I knew there were at least 2. I didn't realize there were 4. See a tongue wrapped and twitching. So there's a skeletal hand clenching it clothes. In the center, where there was only a narrow slit, you see a tongue wrapped in crimson. See, narrow slit makes me think either dirty coin, like coin drop in, or that, but it doesn't... Okay. North, chest, dirty coin. Chest, unfinished artifact, no. Seer's crystal, shutters but nothing. Also, text cannot point your attention the same way tone of voice can. Yeah, that's a big thing, too. Tone of voice can do a lot to help out with that. Can't use a sword in the magic. Can't use an obsidian shard in the magic. Can't use the canopic jar in the magic. Like, why give me the canopic jar if it doesn't seem to do anything? Can't use it on the statues. Can't use it on the reliefs. Like, I got a new item, too, and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go with this thing. I'm kind of just, like, bringing this up to every item I can, because I feel like I've exhausted all my other options, you know? I might need to look up a guide for this one. The problem with looking at guides for adventure games is, though, you have to be really careful, because if you're not careful, you can get spoiled, and I don't want to get spoiled. I just want to, like, get around this puzzle. Sam and Max hit the road. God, if this turns into a Sam and Max playthrough midway through, I'm going to be really, really annoyed with myself. Because I made that very dramatic thumbnail with, like, the glowing dragon eye in the distance. Added to game recommendations. Oh my god, I feel like this is just going to become a Sam and Max. Oh god, so am I going to become a person who plays game? I'm going to become, like... See, the ornaments swaying with the whispers of long forgotten sacrifices make me think that they are the key to getting that altar open. Oh! I tightly grasp one of the ornaments. In maddening pain shoots through my hand. I begin to catch the dripping blood in the jar. It takes unbearably long. It is nearly full. Okay, my canopic jar is now filled with my blood. Alright, I guess I hadn't used the canopic jar on the hanging ornaments. I guess it wasn't enough the sword made me bleed. I had to hold the canopic jar up to the bleed. Okay. Okay. So we set the canopic jar on the altar. No. Okay, what about the ritual seal? Yes! I did it, bitches! The symbols blur and the wax trembles and cracks apart. The altar lid opens. Inside the altar lies the tongue of the silent. I take the tongue, put down the unfinished artifact. I insert the tongue of silent into the unfinished artifact of silence. For a moment, a suffocating whisper rings out, then falls silent. The artifact trembles. A cold breath escapes its cracks, and everything grows still. I'm now holding a completed artifact of silence. Fuck yeah! That's a good observation. It is. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes! Can we use this to capture that? No, we cannot. Oh, well. Doesn't matter. We have the artifact of silence. We can use that for other stuff. I'm going to try on a few other things before we go, but I know I can use it on other things now, so that's cool. Oh! We can use it on him. My soul is bound by the chains of ages. In the name of fallen brothers, I break the shackles of silence. Fignorath, ul, zathur, ek, negaran. You stand in a low vaulted hall. Try to speak to him. Okay, so I guess we learn more about the knight. Alright, so we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Yes. Congratulations. We have created a weapon. So we use the artifact of silence on, I think, not the stone walls, the stone gate. And we now have the artifact of silence. Oh, the gate stands open now. Okay, so we can now go west. So, we are now before the pyramid of the coming ones. You stand before a monumental pyramid, its peak vanishing into the suffocating mists. Stone statues flanking the entrance bear elongated human faces. Their gazes seem to follow your every move. A heavy silence rules this place. The air is thick with ancient fear, as though the ruins of the first beings in which you stand still guard their secrets. Not far from you stands Nael, the beggar. A gaunt man in tattered robes sits leaning against a stone pillar. His eyes are clouded but not empty. They reflect knowledge from long ago. His hands hold blackened beads that clink softly wherever they move. Crystal shudders but reveals nothing. Sword, nothing happened. Okay, I can't use the sword on him. A colossal pyramid of black stone whose peak disappears into the mist. Its surface is smooth, but in places you see cracks and erosion, as though time and the elements were slowly breaking it down. The entrance is framed by tall pillars carved with strange signs and symbols. Some statues, they're the elongated things, their expressions remain the same. I guess we just he doesn't want to talk. So, easterly back to the inner cave area. Let's go south. Stand at the base of gigantic stone towers that rise toward the sky like enormous pipes. Their surfaces are cracked and split, but from within you hear a deep, drawn-out tone. The air here is dry and filled with dust, the scent of ages long past. You know, I find it really funny that one of my artifact of silence is like a severed head. Oh god, the myth. This is myth connection. We're in myth. We're in myth. I just found the head from myth. Oh no. By one of the towers stands a strange pedestal, from whose center rises a dim blue light. The glow ripples faintly, as if searching for a path it no longer remembers. I see a magical herb and a cord. It's a magical herb with blood-red blossoms that seem to pulse with a life of their own. As I draw near, you feel faint warmth radiating from the petals. The scent is intoxicating and inviting. It carries a hint of danger. They call it blood bloom for some reason. Alright. The herb that grows in places steeped in blood and suffering. It said its flowers can both heal and kill. Salmon and Mac never kiss. Oh my god. The yaoi is endless. Okay, well this is obvious. We take the cord, yep, and we thread it through there. We now have a cord. So we now have a cord, we have a necklace out of a coin. So we have a strange pedestal. Light engulfs me for a heartbeat. The glow falters and shivers. Nothing changes. The pedestal is dead. Waiting for an offering is not received. Can't use the jar. Artifact of silence. No. Drawn out tone. You listen to the deep drawn out tone rising from the towers. The sound passes through your body, resonates with your soul, and fills you with both calm and unease. It feels like a message from ancient times, perhaps a call to understanding or a warning of danger. Place my hands on the stone. Seer's crystal. Tone, Seer's crystal. Pedestal, Seer's crystal. I want to make sure I checked all those. Sound grows stronger, rising to my chest. For a moment you feel it whisper in the names of those who prayed here long before you. 328 hours on records. Oh my god. How do you play a single adventure game for 328 hours? He must have, I mean, I would say he must have like, how do you give it a negative score? I feel like if anybody who plays a game for 328 hours and then gives it a thumbs down is either joking, like this guy is clearly just joking, or you might not know what you like. I'm not sure you're allowed to play a game that long and then still give it a negative review. I just don't think that's like a thing that is allowed to happen. I feel like once you get past like 100 hours in a game, you were there willingly. Unless it was your job to review it and you went 100% it for like a guide that you had to make. It's for the meme. Yeah, I figured it was for the meme because he like jokes about it. That's why I said, unless he's joking like this guy is clearly doing. I've reached the edge of a circular arena ringed with stone statues with wings. Each of the, I will say, the art, fantastic pixel art here. This is like pixel art, right? It feels like a monochromatic pixel art, which is really cool to see. Each of them gazes down to the center where the smooth circle with engravings is carved. The statue's wings are coated in ash. They look newly settled after a long flight. In the middle of the circle, on a stone chair, sits Nael the Judge. Whoa. Nael the Judge. 1 second. I'm going to check something. Nael the beggar is also Nael the judge? I'm confused, because these guys have the same names. Can I see anything from the Smos? Alright. Nael the judge of the judge's arena sits in his place and watches you with empty eyes. His legs have grown into the ground. He has been here for thousands of years to judge the living and the dead. Might be photos with some filters. Maybe? But, like, these are pretty cool looking photos. I will say it looks really good, regardless of what it is. It might also... Oh, it might not be a photo. It might be a, Yeah, I think I've heard of the threshold effect. I've heard of an effect that does something like this. But you know what this actually might be? Maybe they did, like, 3D models, and then they put it through, like, and then they, like, took a screenshot and put it through a filter with a 3D model. Because, like, they, like, maybe, like, they roughly modeled this area and the beggar, and then they put it through, like, a photo filter with the threshold effect, like you said. That might be it. Although the eye, for example, down here does look kind of drawn, like the little eyelid right here, and the way it kind of droops down. That looks like a drawn eye, not necessarily like a photo. You're on a stone bridge spanning a deep chasm. Masonry is cracked, and from beneath the bridge rises a faint whisper that fades into the depths. Deep chasm. The chasm beneath the bridge is formless, swallowing both light and thought. Its depth has no bottom, only a vague sense that something moves within it, slowly but with the intent to harm. Okay, so I'm guessing if I try and cross this bridge, I get killed. Well, let's try it. Oh. Before you towers an enormous stone gate. I think it's a combination of multiple things. Probably. I do like the style. It has a very unique style to it. And I really love, like, the frame, like, the border. Although this guy right here looks a lot like Artorias. Before you towers an enormous stone gate, its arches disappearing high into the void. Its surface is covered in smooth magical sigils. The wind that blows through carries sounds like the last breaths of the dying. Not far away, there's a strange bush. Leaf of the Everroot. Its scent is intoxicating, inviting, yet carries a hint of danger. Okay, each leaf of the Everroot carries memories of a soul. Whoever burns it may glimpse that soul's final dream. Okay, so we're going to have to burn it to, like, see a ghost's memory or something like that. You know, I will say, I did prefer adventure game. I did prefer the writing in Blade Song compared to this. Like, Blade Song was kind of doing an adventure game thing to string together its crafting minigame. And I will say, some murmurs are, so you hear, so the icy current that blows through the gate brushing against the stone as if it were living flesh. In its murmur, you hear breaths and sobs, muffled yet unmistakably human. It seems the windbreaker, and that every breath belongs to souls never found their way out, and now hunger for a sacrifice. And another Nael, Nael the Preacher. You are in a hall whose pillars are built from human skulls. Everything glitters with cold light, bound into perfect order. The silence here is deep and almost sacred, for death demands earth. Is everyone just named Nael, or is it the same guy? Stands motionless among the pillars. His head bowed, his face is pale, his eyes lost in prayer you cannot hear. His robe is dusted with ash. Its folds glimmer the remnants of wax. It seems he is waiting for someone to speak to death again, to call upon it once more. Leaf maybe? No. Okay, call on death. So I think what we can do is we can burn the leaf, and that will allow us to speak with the dead. You stand in a vast could also have parts that are painted in grayscale and made monochrome. Probably easier to create the texture that way. Probably. These are really cool though. Like, look at this. You can see like the roots burying into this staircase. I love this imagery. It has like a haunting, dark, twisted look to it while still like looking kind of realistic. You stand in the vast courtyard where the surrounding walls are overgrown by a massive tree. Its roots coil across the stone, spreading over the staircase and balconies until they merge with the walls. The vault above you resembles wings, outstretched in its protection. Nearer to you is a small pedestal. Nothing for the tree. Pedestal is low in plane, carved from a single block of stone. Its surface is smooth by touch with a sallow circular depression. Alright, we can definitely do something with this pedestal. Maybe we put the artifact of silence on it? No. Take a sword to that? Nope. Alright. East. Head back north. Okay, so for my eyes, it just looks pleasingly fancy. I think I'm gonna head north now into the temple. Okay, so you're in a crumbling hall whose walls split and fracture. In the center of the recess rests a massive stone egg set into the cracked pedestal. Mist rises from the gaps in the stone. The space throbs with attention, waiting for the moment of birth. Pedestal. Alright, let's look at the egg. Massive, so it pulses with some life. Artifact of silence on it? No. Blood bloom? Nope. Dirty coin with a hole. Maybe we use a sword? I strike the egg with my sword, it cracks. It now bears a crack. Okay. Oh, we got the Nightingale Soul. Nice. No, really, it looks like it's goldish tint with manga like blackness. Yeah. Well, it has that like stark contrast of monocolor or grayscale, but like with a monocolor set over it. So it's not really grayscale as much as it is just solid black and white with dithering. Or black and orange, I guess, with dithering. Can I strike the crack again? No, okay. The Nightingale Soul. The soul of the nightingale captured in the moments of its purest song. It is said whoever uses it may hear its melody for a brief moment. Can I use it on the artifact of silence together? Okay. I can't use the soul that way. Alright. Delicate ethereal subject that seems to be concentrated as a nightingale's soul. I don't know what the nightingale is, though. Is it the giant egg thing or something? Interesting. Alright, let's keep experimenting. Let's keep experimenting. We'll keep figuring out what we gotta do. A long-forgotten rite. Nightingale Soul. Can I use the Nightingale Soul on maybe one of my other items? It feels like I'm making an amulet out of the coin. Like, I feel like the coin is definitely going to be used for something. Reminds me of the cover of Dragonborn. Really? Dragonborn didn't really have a monocolor. Like, it's very red, but it has lots of shades of red. Like, it's not this, like, very monocolor thing. The wind they now hunger for a sacrifice. Maybe use the Nightingale Soul on him? Nope. Use Blood Bloom. An Epic Jar? Nope. Human skulls? Bone on the skulls. Sword on the skulls? Held together, each skull faces another in silent agreement. Small gemstones are set in the high... Cold blues. Oh, bluish flame! No, I can't burn it. Damn it. Let me show you. I can't burn it. Shoot. When I saw fire, I was like, oh, I can burn the Everroot and, you know, do that way. Okay. Oh, wait, we can go over here. You walk a wasteland where sand mingles with ash. In the distance, the remnants of stone pillars rise, gnawed away by the wind. Time. The land is lifeless, silent and empty. Your oblivion, not fall from your lost in rapture. Nael the Penitent. I guess there are just like so many people named Nael here. Thorn slice your finger and your blood seeps into the sand. The stalk snaps with a rough crack. You have plucked the death soil herb. Yet it seems to have taken something from you as well. Said though anyone who plucks the death soil carries a fragment of their suffering, where the earth has tasted the blood of the gods. So the gods are all dead, but we figured that. I mean, it's a Souls game. Let's be real. When you scoop the sand in your palm, it slips between your fingers. Each grain traces something that fails to exist. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. No, don't get me wrong. I kind of get what you're going at, but, like, even Dragonborn has, like, different shades of red and, like, hints of orange and whites to it. It's not this, like, very monochrome. I do agree, though. It is, like, it does have a very stark contrast look. But, you like, there's the shirt, there's the eyes, there's, like, the purplish outline to it all, you know? Okay, now we're to the Mirror Tower. Before you rises a lone tower of strange stone in the middle of the wasteland. Its base is formed by an oval opening, where instead of darkness, a mirror gleams. The stones around it are scattered, as if the tower had sprouted from the depths of the earth. Nope. Another herb. We got Charm Bright. It's meant as intoxicating yet revival. Here is a hint of danger. Apparently all these herbs carry a hint of danger. Where the blood of those seeking salvation was spilled, its brilliance is the remnant of their hope. This art is one bit. This art is one bit. An oval passage, the western foot of the tower, where there should be darkness, the smooth surface gleams like water. As you draw closer, a reflection breaks apart, turning into a foreign faces that watch you without a word. You cannot pass through. Obsidian shard? No. Can I use a sword to break the mirror? No. Artifact of silence? No. Tower. Masonry twists and crumbles as the tower trying to escape its own rate. Can I use the rusty key to open the tower? No, I cannot. Okay. I guess we head back north. Heading back east, stone figures. So, going down here, we need to... I displayed it on the live stream chat. I don't know. I looked at it. I checked it. Oh! Okay, you're talking about it off. Okay, the under part of it. Yes, it does look like the under part of it. Okay, sorry. I forgot that there was, like, the two parts of it. Yes, you are right about that. That is true. That is very true. I forgot that there was, like, the underside art. Thank you for reminding me about that. Alright, maybe I can collect some of this ash. Or use some of it somehow. Maybe I can use these herbs on each other? Charm Bright has like kind of a fiery thing. Can I burn it? I feel like I'm missing something. I was missing something last time too, so that's not absurd. Maybe I can come back into the place I was originally in. So let's head back into the chamber here, real quick. Maybe I can come back in here in the second fragment of the Wanderer's Soul. So I have a Nightingale Soul. Can I use that to... No, I can't use that to attract the other soul. Okay. Because what you see on the store display is basically the card sleeve for Yu-Gi-Oh! For a book instead. Yes, the outer sleeve. I will say I do like the outer sleeve, but the inner sleeve I do like as well, because it gives you a much better look of how their dragons actually look, which is cool. Oh, man. I need to get better at my dragon art. I need to step up my game. This really isn't showing me much extra stuff. Okay. Bears a crack. Well, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this. And I'm walking here. Hey, kid, I'm walking here. Alright. We've got a bunch of strange pedestals. Let's just start trying to use stuff on each other. Do. It's an adventure game. Let's just start smashing random items together and hoping something comes from it. We'll get it together eventually. It's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Probably not tonight, but we'll figure something out. Warning of danger. I feel like I should be able to use the artifact of silence on the tone, right? Like, it feels like that's reasonable because there's like a tone that's echoing out. I should be able to like stop it or something. A polished magical circle with barely engraved This sleeve is kind of inconvenient to read with on, so fortunately actual cover, not only because it's beautiful but pleasant to engage with. That's how physical books really should feel. Plus, you know, the hardcover really is like the best way to go with books in general. Like, hardcovers will always last longer. Although I have had hardcovers fall apart. Mostly books that I've read way too many times. So when I was younger, I used to read the Inheritance Cycle way too much. Like, in middle school, I was told by the librarian to not check out the Eldest and Bersinger again, because I checked it out too many times, and I was essentially cycling through the 3 Inheritance Cycle books in the library. And the librarian didn't even say other people wanted it. She was like, look, I want you to try reading something else. Because you clearly like reading, and I want you to read other things, because, obviously. Chasm, Seer's Crystal. Bridge, Seer's Crystal. Maybe Artifact of Silence on the bridge to make it silent? It breaks the bonds of speech, though those who would otherwise remain forever mute may speak. Okay, wait. I feel like Artifact of Silence on them then. Ah, nameless wanderer. I see the thirst for being that has not yet left you. In this may ease it for a moment, the water that flows against time. But remember, all that once drinks of life must also taste death. Okay, found it. So I have to use the thing on these guys. So, Artifact of Silence. Ah, a wanderer on his path. So many have passed through, so few return. Your steps are leading you to the graves of those who forgot how to die, to the crypt of the undead. But its gates shall not open to the sword, nor mortal prayer. Only a bird's prayer will rouse their sleep. Find the echo of a voice, and may open the way to where none have dared entered. We have a Nightingale figurine. We'll combine that with the Nightingale's soul. Oh, I must find offerings in the place to perform the ritual. Okay. So, wait, we found a way to go, though. We found ways to go. We got this. We're getting this now. We are indeed getting this. Those golden ornaments really have best texture imitating gold, but the black parts feel hella fancy on its own. The text is well paced. Sometimes ornamental, well spaced, as well as on neat paper. Yeah, Dragonborn is one of those books that it's, yes, a solid book on its own right. But it's also particularly good because of how solid, like, the actual design of the book is. It's been a while since I've seen a book that was, like, really kitted out like that. 3 fires, each of them burned away by a different part of the Wanderer. The first still burns, in a flame that scorches but never warms. There lies the first shard of his soul. The second is frozen, a frigid stillness where even time fears to move. There lies the second part, petrified in the ice of oblivion. The last sleeps in death's embrace, where not even light finds the courage to enter. Only you, brother of brother, can bind together what the fire of all ages have torn apart. Restore his soul, and you will both find rest once more. Okay. So, we need to, like, find a ritual. So I'm going to go to the pedestals. I'm going to find one of those pedestals. So, the Bridge of Cursed Souls. Go south. We found a circle. Can we use the Nightingale figurine? Maybe we can do this in the arena. You must find the offerings. Okay. Strange pedestal. Charmbright? Do any of these marked as like a dim blue light? Blood red. Flask in the boiling water. Water who flight has whoever drink it gain the strength to face even death. Oh, deep blue to a deep red. Death Soil Herb. Black. So I can't use Charm Bright that way. Maybe Leaf of the Everroot? No, that needs to be combined with fire. Blood Bloom? No. Alright, North to the pyramid. We got the soul, so that's like really solid, I think. We just need to figure out where to do the ritual. There's an enormous stone gate. Head north. Oh, we haven't talked to him yet, I don't think. Artifact of Silence. Death is not an end, Wanderer. It is only a place where words no longer dare to go. Every soul walks there, naked, without voice, without name, without prayer. I have forgotten mine. It was small, hidden in a stone I once wore close to my heart. Without it, my pleas fall apart. If you should find in the dusk an echo of silence that still prays, give it shape once more, so even death itself may be heard. Death Soil? No. Skull. I feel like the skull with the fire is something, though. Leaf on Nightingale? No. Okay, no. Obsidian Shard? No. I feel like I'm getting close, you know? I'm getting close. I just need to figure out what it is that I need to do to combine these two. I feel so close to an answer here right now. The land itself. Only sand and ash. The fires. 3 fires, each of them burned away a different part of the Wanderer. The first still burns. The fire that scorches but never warms. There lies the first shard of his soul. The second is frozen and frigid stillness where even time fears to move. There lies the second part, petrifying the ice of oblivion. So I feel like I've seen the third part. It's in the tomb, obviously, where we first saw it. Tower. The tower. Flask of living water? No. Nightingale Soul. No. Nightingale Figurine. Okay. Nightingale Soul on the head. No, it is not. Damn it. Author really is so much sure of the story, enough to make the book fancy enough that it dares you to read it. Essentially, do it, bitch. I won't deny, when I first saw the cover, the imagery on it, I mean, yes, I was going to read it anyway. It's a dragon book. I'll get around to all of those eventually. But, like, the imagery on it was striking enough that it just made me immediately want to. They now hunger for sacrifice. Maybe I have to go down to, like... Alright, wait, let me try something here. I think I have an idea. So let's go back. Southeast. Northeast. Down here. We're going to talk about the ornaments. Gather more... It's nearly full of our... my blood is black. Alright, so I've refilled the canopic jar with my blood. Can I use my blood on the canopic jar with something else? To, like, combine it together, you know? That's what I was kind of hoping here. I mean, the fact that I can do it multiple times shows that I likely do need to do it. Still kind of upsets me, though, the books aren't being handwritten even once. Oh, God, dude, a handwritten book would be so expensive. There's a reason we have we have the printing press now. So this is the second fragment. So this is the freezing one, not the dead one. Do we have any fire in here? Said who... Oh, may we give him the living water? No, we can't. Okay. Silver chains. We have the hidden button. Something to awaken. I mean, yes, there's Lovecraftian horrors beyond our understanding watching us in the dark. I get it. Charm Bright? Because it said it can, like, brilliance through the darkness. Fragment of our suffering. Make it the soul's final dream. Blood Bloom. Can both heal and kill. Maybe it can heal this night. No, it cannot. Okay. We've hit another snag again. How wonderful. Alright, any fire in here? Honestly, if I could just find a fire, I could start doing the ritual burnings. I mean, I have an altar. The ritual seal has been broken, so that's not going to be of any use. It still kind of upsets me, though, that books aren't being handwritten even once. I mean, I kind of get it from an author's perspective. If you ever did a handwritten copy, it would be like everyone would be asking you for one. I mean, would you want everyone asking you for handwritten copies? Do you want to handwrite your book multiple times? I love adventure games. I love adventure games. The globe falters and shivers. Nothing changes. Pedestal is dead, waiting for an offering not yet received. Well, we're just gonna make all the offerings. We're just gonna make all the offerings. Canopic jar? No. Singing shard? No. Pedestal and sword? No. Pedestal and artifact of silence? No. Oh, I'm so... Wait, maybe we can offer him a coin. Oh, come on, he's a beggar. It's kind of funny because I have Game of Thrones myself, and this monetary deserved property, it got very cold, almost unpleasant, made feek to it. Even Temeraire is better when it comes to that, and it's paper as shit. Hear me out. Write book once, then copyright. Maybe handwriting. Maybe handwriting a book to be bid on for charity. That would actually be a really cool charity thing for an author to do. If I ever write a book, that might actually be a fun thing to do if it's popular enough. Even if it's not, that'd be just like a cool thing to do for like fans. I guess doing stuff like that if it's for charity, it makes, yeah, it is better if it's for charity. Faint whisper. Chasm, artifact of silence, nope. So I clearly can't cross the bridge. Do not drink out of desire, only need, or you will drown in it. So I have to use this when I'm dying, I guess. Alright, let's go to the tree place. I feel like that's where we're gonna need to go. For some reason the tree is striking to me. North, south, south. Alright, the nest. Can we use the nightingale figure on something in the nest? You must find the offerings and the place to perform the ritual. You can always copyright once written book. Tree grows. Alright, I can't use the living water to like revitalize the tree, I guess. Can I offer my own blood to it? No. Oh, wait. There is no reason to pour your blood into a bowl. Okay, whenever they give me a weird word like that, I feel like that's a sign. That's a sign. That's a sign there's something. That's a sign there's something here. There is something here. I can feel it. Sears crystal. Come on, it's gotta be something here. It's gotta be something. I got like a unique result there, so I think there is something about pouring into this pedestal. The flask of living life? No, I can't pour that. Can't use the herb this way. Can't use the sword on it. Can't use the obsidian shard. Can I dip the obsidian shard and chop my... No? I finally got like a copyright or not written or right. Copy print once. Oh, you could copy it and print it once it's a written book. Okay, copy print, not right. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I'd be a moron sometimes. Alright, I had a reaction there, but nothing important, I don't think. I can't put the figurine in the ritual circle. Seem to follow your every movement. Artifact of silence on them? No. Seer's crystal them? No. Dirty coin with a hole? No. Step on the pedestal and the life engulfs you. I feel like the obsidian shard should be here because it's talking about light engulfing me, and I'm like, that feels very coded here. You know what I mean? There's a cracked pedestal. Water of living life. No. Nightingale figurine. No. Ugh. You are indeed lizard brain. You asked me to donate myself so you can have nice boots. Why dragon need boots? Well, I get them to an adventurer so I can bribe them into giving me more books. Duh. Steps will lead you to the graves who forgot to die, to the crypt of the undead. But the gate will not open to a sword. Only a bird's prayer. Find the echo of a voice. It may open the way to where no one has dared to enter. Okay, so we're looking for the echo of a voice. And I did find that. There's a deep drawn tone here. But there's also over... not over there. Over... Over here, there's an echo of a voice. Enormous stone gate. Beyond, from which strong icy wind, but the rush of air is so powerful it will not let you pass. Artifact of silence? No, I can't artifact of silence my way through it. They now hunger for sacrifice. Can I use the canopic jar full of blood? No. Have boot, will travel. Fellow dragon for boots? And boots for books. Yes, exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Alright, the pillars are built from human skulls. Skulls are talking to one another, held together by some malign will. I feel like there has to be a way to get that fire. Because the cold flame, the cold bluish flame. It feels like this is like I need some way of gathering the fire in order to do what I need to do, but I can't seem to do it. It is only a place where words no longer dare to go. I feel like without it my pleas fade, fall apart. If you should find in the dusk an echo of silence that still plays, give it shape once more, so that even death may be heard. Time has no meaning here. A flame that scorches but never warms. And I've already found the place of frigid stillness. I just can't absorb it yet. Time has no meaning here. Favalian monks. Ossuary. You know, I feel like this is kind of what it feels like to play. This is a lot what it's like to play Planescape Torment for the first time. I do not. Dragons are rare, and Dirk with Dirge shall always get along. What kind of monster you have to be anyways to kill a dragon? No. I'm saying when you die, I would like to harvest your skin afterwards. You're already dead. Like, dragons eventually die. I'm just saying when you die, would you like to donate your scales to the library so they may be used to purchase books? Also, thanks assembly. Have boot will travel. Oh! I lowered the coin on the cord into the abyss. While nothing happens, then a terrible inhuman scream reads out. Startled, you yank the coin back and pull the coin up. Only it is no longer a coin. I've obtained the Amulet of Cursed Souls. Random bullshit. The amulet holds the souls of those condemned to eternal torment in the abyss of Angora. This is a crystal from the depths of Angora. Can I, like, set these? No, okay. So this is the Chasm of Angora, I guess. Like, reflections of souls trapped. So maybe the obsidian shard is like a similar kind of object? Can I use it on the Nightingale soul? Okay, well I have something new now. I have something new. I didn't know your draconic element is greed. Look, I will do anything for more book. I'm sorry. I just will. I will. I will do anything for book. More fantasy, more dragon, please. More fantasy, more dragon book. Well, I'm trying the amulet on a bunch of stuff now. Because whenever I get a new object, I just feel like I immediately pull out the amulet. Immediately just pull out the amulet. Sounds sensible to me. I mean, your organs and skin is no use to you dead. So long as Rebel doesn't try and orchestrate your deck, I don't see the problem. Yeah, see? Dawnseeker gets it. Dawnseeker gets it. He gets it. Maybe I can use the amulet to capture a part of the soul? Nope. Can't do that yet. I figured I would probably have to do the first one first. Dawnseeker! Nope. Can't do that. Can't use that there. Amulet of Cursed Souls and the Artifact of Silence? Nope. Blood Bloom? Nope. Can I dip it in my blood? Nope. Can I use the bone on it? No. This really does feel like just like I'm smashing Legos together and seeing if any of them like snap. You know, snap into place. That like nice solid click whenever you put Legos together. God, the click up Bionicle pieces into each other used to be so soothing to me as a child. Like, you know when you like lock a Bionicle into like the arm joint? Like they'd have those like those like little ball socket joints for Bionicles. Oh man. Snapping those together used to be so satisfying. Occasionally I would literally just like take them and snap them together on their own because it was just that satisfying. Alright. I'm so disappointed right about now. Why? Because everyone wants your skin after you die? Hey, that just means you have a lot of negotiating room while you're alive. Like, you can get some favors out of this Dawnseeker. Plus, if I preserve your skin, then if we ever run into a wizard who knows true resurrection, I could bring you back to life. Extra bonus. Amulet can't be used this way. Amulet can't be used this way. I'm going to go freaking insane. Amulet can't be used this way. Amulet can't be used this way. Nope. Nope. Maybe I can do the skulls? Death demands respect? Nope. Oh! Okay, wait. So the circle closes once more. I may whisper her name again. Death does not call, Wanderer. She listens. She always waits for someone to answer. Take her gift, born from ash, meant to return. Take this bowl, simple yet sacred. When you fill it with what remains after the light, a way shall open before you. Yes! Remember the key point, Ramble. You only get it when he dies on his own. Attempts to speed the process will remember that contract null and void. Of course, I would never want to kill a fellow dragon. I don't really have time for murder. Like, you know, I just think it's like a waste of time and energy. Like, people are gonna die eventually. Just, you don't need to, like, speed the process up. It's a little pointless. Especially in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so I guess we need to go to the pedestals. So I'm guessing we need to use this on the pedestals. So let's try and find one of the pedestals again. Alright, found a pedestal, offering bowl. Place the offering bowl on the stand. Okay. We can place Blood Bloom. I'm just putting everything in there now. And I have a living nightingale. I place the nightingale figure into the offering bowl, and behold, the blood bird draws breath and flutters its wings. I've obtained a living nightingale. That's some common sense. It's still somewhat valid. Imagine making stuff of human skin. There was a grave robber like that, actually. Wait, what? So it's just a waste of energy. You amazing. Yes! Okay, I have a living nightingale now. Nightingale is more than a bird. It's a guardian of ancient songs and tales. Alright, display the living nightingale. No. Into the pyramid, maybe? So let's go to the egg. Behold, living nightingale in here? No. Cracked pedestal. Okay, I can't use it like that. We're probably not finishing this tonight. I mean, I'm definitely not finishing it tonight, but, you know, we'll see. I'm actually making decent progress, I feel like, though. Let's see here. Faint Whisper. Artifact of Silence? No. This is truth. There are examples of. There are actual books bound with human leather. That is very true, actually. Yeah, there are. There are. They're a little creepy. And they're usually, in fantasy, explicitly, usually evil books. Unless they're made with the skin of a saint, in which case it's usually, like, weirdly not. I've always found that a bit hypocritical, too. If it's, like, a book made out of, like, just human skin, it's evil and necromancy. But if it's the skin of a saint who did it willingly, then it's, like, a holy relic. And I'm just like, come on here. No double standards. Good people can have their skin taken for necromantic books. How come they get to be better? Alright, I can't use that there. What do I do with it? Living nightingale. Seems to observe you with constant interest, wanting to stare a secret. Seer's crystal on it? No. Artifact of silence on it. Obsidian starred. Canopic jar. There are real books IRL that are bound with human leather. No, I know for real. I know for real. I'm just kind of joking a bit. I understand there are actual books made of human leather. Yes, I am aware of that. I mean, that's what those stories are kind of based on, not just by morbid people. Okay, can't get the nightingale this way. It's weird that we can't use the key. Alright, heading back. So, we need to head back around. Do not forget, only death remembers to whom forgiveness was granted. South, there's a circle with an engraving. Statue's wings are coated in ash. Look newly settled. Sharon, strange how even living water dies. Do not drink of necessity, otherwise you will drown in it. We've already used the living water on the nightingale. I was actually wondering if same about relics and stuff with bone of saint or something like that, right? Like, it's like human bone is like a taboo unless it's a saint's bone, in which case it's like really, 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 really important. Actually, there was this really fun thing. There's this guy who does like a lot of historical, like, trust me, history was just as weird or whatever. Like Mozart. Look, if you ever think you're a weird person, remember Mozart was a real person. He was weird as fuck. but he had a whole thing where it's like there are some guys trying to make up after like they're doing like trading saints like so I have the knuckle bones of this like historically knuckle bones of Christ. Like, all right, look, you've traded me like 15 knuckle bones of Christ. I don't believe you have all the knuckle bones of Christ. Look, there are only so many knuckle bones to go around. This is way too many. No more. It's like, all right, fine. The skull of the saints. Like, that hasn't performed miracles in like several centuries. Come on, you gotta give me something better than that. Will rouse the stones from their sleep. Okay. So the stone, this is supposed to open a gate or something, but I can't figure out where. Pedestal is dead or waiting for an offering that has not yet been received. Huh. I feel like I've been making progress in like very steady routes. You know, very steady regularly. But I still have not quite gotten there. Oh, hey Noah Mercer! We're playing the weirdest game of all. Well, not the weirdest game. It's an adventure game. It's a text adventure game. And we're slowly trying to get through. Honestly, we're probably about to stop in a few minutes, so I'm a little disappointed you came here just now. But it's always good to see you. Seriously. I love seeing everybody here. It's always nice to see people again. And always nice to see more returning people come by to say hi. How are you doing? Stones from ancient time warning you of danger. Ugh. Yeah, this is probably where we're gonna head off for the night. I feel like no reason to pour blood into it. I feel like the bowl has already been used. Yeah, I feel like this is a good stopping point. We unlocked the Nightingale though, so we've done some stuff. I like the world, but I can't quite tell if it's actually like interesting or if it's just being really, really vague. You know, like, oh, you're in one? That's good. Nice to hear. I still can't tell though if it's just being really vague or if it's actually got this like deeper story that's very Lovecraftian. Like there's definitely bits here with like the sleeping and the dreaming, the observer, the nightingale in its soul, the wanderer. I like all the different things. The avian tribunal. Like there's definitely cool stuff happening here with like all the people called Nael. I'm just like not. The world looks cool. Yeah, it has a good vibe to it. I'm just not sure if there's more deeper behind this or if it's like all atmosphere. Regardless though, this is actually really solid, and for the price, it's amazing. This is free, by the way. This game is free on Steam, which is insane for all the work that was clearly put into this. Like, all the images alone would be a lot of time, combined with this sick frame. This is a really, really nice free game. I have to give them credit for that. Like, no matter how little it gives you, it is a free game, and that is A-okay with me. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save game progress. Oh, you actually have a score. Oh, also, this is a little funny thing. The game is in English and Czech. So, I'm guessing the author was from Czechostan? Czechoslovakia? Is it Czechoslovakia or Czechostan? I think it's Czechoslovakia. Right? I don't know where Czech is spoken. I'm not sure where this language is spoken. But is it deep? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the world is deep, if there's a lot more going on, or if it's just Lovecraftian horror, everyone's dead, the world is miserable. Like, is there an actual lore to this that's consistent, or is it just all vague notions? Because that's what separates, like, Lovecraft from just kind of scary nonsense, if that makes sense. Like, Lovecraft has, like, a mythology, a deeper horror underlying his creatures. One of the things that's scary is, like, Cthulhu, for all the damage Cthulhu does, for all the madness and terror he incites, he's literally just, like, the guy who needs to wake everyone up in the morning. Like, on the scale of the Pantheon, he's really low down on the Pantheon, and he is literally powerful enough to drive you mad by just glimpsing him. He's powerful enough that that just him waking up begins to make people go insane and give artists these horrific visions. And then you go up and up the totem pole and you see more and more horrible things. Shub Niggurath and her 1,000 young. So Czechoslovakia is separated into two different countries for a while. Okay. Okay, okay. But yeah, so it's like, well, and then you have to Azathoth, and the terror of the king of the gods, to an extent. I don't think Azathoth's really the king of the gods, but he's like chaos, primordial chaos in Greek mythology, essentially. Although a lot of gods in Lovecraft mythology feel like chaos in his kids. Is that he's sleeping and the entire universe is his dream. And it has the Hindu thing where all the gods are technically smaller aspects of Azathoth. And he's like, they are all just parts of his dream, which is kind of cool. But there's a consistency and a lore behind it that as you unravel it, drives you into that madness. That the understanding of the universe and our insignificance of it is what breaks humanity. Just understanding the gods is in of itself something that can drive you mad and something that can break your soul. There's an underlying theme in horror, separate since 1992. I apologize, I did not know. I'm only aware of Czech. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Czech. I've been on Slovakia once. It takes a long car drive here. Alright. Anyway, I think this is probably where we're going to have it off for the night. We saved our progress. We have a score of 33 so far. I made it further than I thought I was. Early on, I was really worried we were going to like permanently stall, but I feel like we did a good job. So yeah, this is Darkward. I think it's a really solid game, especially again for free. Basically the Windfish on Link's Island, on the island in Link's Awakening on a cosmic scale. Yeah, basically. That's the horror of Lovecraft, that all these gods are just fragments of a greater god's dream. But yeah, I will see you guys all next time. We'll probably do something from the Understanding the Scale of the Universe, very Darwin-esque. Yes. But yeah, I will see you guys all next time. It's been a pleasure to have you. Bye.